The best way to predict the future is to create it. This is a quote by Peter Drucker. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Yap Africa webinar with Team Land Your Dream Job Without Ever Applying. I'm thrilled to have you here today. I am Queen Ikechukwu FCA and the founder and lead innovator at Yap Africa. Now, if you do not know, Yap Africa stands for Young Accounting Professionals Africa. Now, you could be young at heart, like me, or you could be young by way of age. That is, if you're between the ages of 18 to 35, you're welcome to Yap Africa. And even if you're young at heart, you're also welcome. I'm your host for today's session. This webinar is all about giving you the strategies and tools to land your dream job. I'm very specific about this. And you land your dream job in a way that is unique and impactful without having to go through the traditional application process. Now, you might be asking, why is this webinar necessary? Now I'll tell you, the traditional job application process, commonly used, has several bottlenecks that can make it less effective for you as a job seeker. Now I'll tell you some of the key challenges. Maybe you have noticed, but let's go. 1. High competition. Now you will see that there are a lot of volume of applications that come under certain job postings. Now these job postings on popular job boards often attract hundreds or even thousands of applicants, and this makes it difficult for any single application to stand out, even if it is one of many. Now you also note the ATS, that's what they call the applicant tracking system. Many companies use the ATS to filter resumes before a human ever sees them. So if your resume doesn't contain the right words or isn't formatted correctly, now chances that are it might get rejected automatically, even if you're not qualified or even if you are qualified. Now the next one is limited visibility. Now you have generic resumes. Traditional applications often encourage generic resumes and cover letters, which may not effectively highlight your unique skills and experiences. And then you have, under this limited visibility, you have impersonal process. Now the traditional process is often impersonal, with little to no direct interaction with a hiring manager until you get to the interview stage. So this limits your ability to make a personal connection or even convey your enthusiasm for the role. Now the third wahala is it is time consuming. You have lengthy processes. Many traditional application processes are so lengthy, requiring you to fill out multiple forms, tailor resumes and cover letters, and possibly complete some form of assessments, all without guaranteeing you any form of feedback. Now, you also have delayed responses. Companies may take weeks or even months to respond to applications, or even no response at all, leaving you in limbo. And potentially, you missing other opportunities because you know what, you are waiting on this particular company to give you a feedback as to whether you're successful or not. Now, there's the clear one, which is the lack of feedback. You often get no response. Very common for applicants to never hear back from companies after submitting an application. Now that makes it difficult to understand what went wrong or how to improve for future applications. Now we'll talk again about the unclear rejection reasons. Even when you get feedback from the hiring manager or the employer, it is often vague sometimes and it leaves you unsure of what you could do to be better next time. Now we have another wahala, which is a focus on credentials over feet. It's an overemphasis on qualifications. The traditional process often prioritizes formal qualifications such as you having a BSc, HND, ICANN, MBA or something, and some other form of certifications over other important factors like cultural fit, soft skills, and your potentials. Then there is bias and discrimination. Now, there's one which is termed implicit bias. Now, the traditional process can be susceptible to bias, where conscious or unconsciously it is done based on factors like your name, your gender, your ethnicity, your age, your education, even if it is clear that you have potentials to move this company forward. And this can unfairly put you in a disadvantaged position. We have the cultural fit overemphasis. Sometimes the emphasis is on cultural fit. And that can exclude diverse candidates who bring different perspectives to the table, limiting the diversity of thoughts within the organization. And clearly, again, you have missed connections. Now, lack of networking. The traditional application process, I beg your pardon, often doesn't leverage the power of networking, which is very critical. It's a very critical component of job searching. Candidates who rely solely on applying for job posting may miss out on opportunities that are fueled through referrals or direct connections. Now, I'll tell you a story after this webinar, maybe in class, yes. I'll make sure I remember to say this in class, of how many times I have received jobs or I've gotten jobs by way of referrals. I sit in my house or I'm working somewhere, somebody says, please, are you able to work for XYZ, or can I just go there? No CV, no interviews. We just have a discuss, a small chat over a cup of coffee or cup, and that's it. You get your employment letter and you move. Who's the winner? You know, I am. All right. So we move to another bottlenecks of the traditional application process. So you have rigid structures. There is inflexibility in the traditional applications that require you to fit into a predefined mold, which can be limiting for those with unconventional career paths, gaps in employment, or even diverse skill sets. There's also an overemphasis on formal processes, formalities over merits. In some cases, the process emphasizes ticking off certain boxes rather than assessing your real potential, your creativity, or ability to solve problems in innovative ways. Now, stress and frustration, that's where I will end the challenges. It gives you an emotional toll. There's a repetitive and awful fruitless nature of the traditional job application process that can lead to stress and frustration and a decrease in motivation for you as a job seeker. Because of these challenges, many job seekers like you, well, like I, if I'm still looking for a job, will look towards exploring alternative strategies such as networking, personal branding, leveraging the hidden job market to increase our chances of landing the right job. Now, our first key point is understanding the hidden job market. Many of the best opportunities aren't advertised, and today we're going to explore how you can tap into this hidden market to land your dream job. First, let's talk about the hidden job market. Now, the hidden job market refers to job opportunities that are not publicly advertised or posted on traditional job boards. Now, these job positions are typically filled through networking, internal referrals, or direct recruitment rather than through open applications. Now, there are key aspects of the hidden job market I'd like to discuss with you. Now, includes networking. Now, many jobs in the hidden job market are filled through personal or professional connections. Employers often prefer to hire candidates who come recommended by someone they trust. Now, the second aspect of the hidden job market is internal referrals. Companies often encourage their employees to refer, now not employers, employees. That's if you're working in a company and they're looking to fill in a particular role in the department of a company where you work. They can encourage you to refer candidates for open positions. Now, these referred candidates might get priority consideration before the job is even posted externally. Now, another aspect of the hidden job market is direct approaches. Sometimes companies reach out directly to potential candidates based on their skills, experience, or reputation without posting the job publicly. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Now, let me read this number 3 again. I am going to let you know about the key aspects of the hidden job market, which is using the direct approaches. Sometimes companies reach out directly to potential candidates based on their skills, experience, or reputation without posting the job publicly. Now, I've taken my time to say this again a second time. Are you thinking what I am thinking? Now, let me just give you a tip of the iceberg. Now, an employer, a company, or an HR who doesn't know you, how do you think this person will probably reach out to you based on your skills, experience, or reputation? Are you thinking what I'm thinking? This is LinkedIn, no? Now I move on to the next one, internal hiring. Companies might promote or even move existing employees into new roles without ever advertising the position externally. So say your manager in your finance department or accounts department has left and your employer sees that you have been doing well on this role. But do I need to go? If you were the employer, do you need to go outside and source for a candidate that will fill up the role? Well, I have someone who is capable, who has been on the job for a while. No, a reasonable employer will move the next available employee or candidate upwards rather than filling the role from outside. Now, why does this hidden job market exist? One, confidentiality. Some positions, especially high level ones, may be confidential and companies prefer to keep the search discreet. Advertising jobs and screening hundreds of candidates can also be costly and time consuming. So we're also looking at cost efficiency. I beg your pardon. Relying on referrals or internal networks is often quicker and cheaper. Now, quality candidates is another one. Employers often believe that candidates who come through referrals or proactive networking are of higher quality because they have been recommended by trusted sources or have even shown initiative. This is another thing I have just thrown out. Now, how do you tap into this thing called the hidden job market? Does it really exist? Yes, I am a beneficiary of the hidden job market. I know how many times I have tapped into it, and that is why I'm taking my time to dish this out on this webinar. And I'm hoping that you will take action too, like I took action to land me my dream jobs. Not one, jobs. Now, the first thing you need to do is to expand your network. Attend industry events, join professional associations, and connect with professionals in your field. Now, I know one thing about us Africans. We tend to say someone who is lower than or who is younger than us, and even if they are professionals, I can't talk to this person. This person is, well, I'm sorry to let you know that someone who is younger or older than you can be the one who can take you up to the next level. Let's move. We talk about how you can tap into the hidden job market by building relationships. Now, engage in meaningful conversations with people in your network. Let them know you are looking. Shout. Let them know that you're looking for a job and offer to help them in return. So it's a 50-50, it's a win-win situation. Now, also leverage LinkedIn. I don't know how many of you are not leveraging LinkedIn, but I'll leave that for the next webinar. Actively participate in discussions, share relevant content, connect with hiring managers or recruiters in your industry of choice. Then again, you have to be proactive. If you're interested in working for a particular company, reach out directly, even if they haven't advertised an opening. Express your interest and how you can add value to their organization. Now, if you don't know, the hidden job market is significant, and tapping into it can give you access to opportunities that others might never, not even know in their lifetime that it exists. Now that we understand what the hidden job market is about, let's break down the actionable steps to helping you land your dream job even without applying. Okay, there are 3 critical actionable steps to landing your dream job without ever applying. I mentioned them before, but I'm going to re-echo them once more. We have one which is called networking, and this is the power of connections. It teaches you how to build meaningful professional relationships that can help you land your dream job without ever applying. The second one is personal branding. You need to learn how to craft a stronger personal brand that attracts opportunities. The third is proactive job search strategies. You need to learn how to position yourself as the ideal candidate before the job is even posted. Now, a quick question. How do you currently find out about job opportunities? Is it job boards? Is it networking? Is it company websites? Is it social media? I'll take it again. How do you currently find out about job opportunities? One, job boards. Two, networking. Three, company websites. Four, social media. I need you to type the number that applies to you in the comments or in the chat, depending on how you are accessing this webinar. Put it somewhere in the comments or in the chat, the number that applies to you. One, is it job boards? Two, is it networking? Three, is it company websites? Four, is it through social media? Now again, let's take a moment for a quick exercise. Think deeply of a company you'd love to work for, but that isn't currently hiring. How could you approach them? Do you want to share some ideas? Yeah, you could do that. You can also leave that in comments or in chat or wherever is displayed for you to access this webinar. Now, I was going to tell you a story that will inspire you, but let me keep this for in class. It will be too much of a story to share right now. So before we close, I need to close this now so that we get into the real business. I want to give you a recap of the key takeaways. The hidden job market is vast. You will have to leverage your network and personal brand. You will have to be proactive in reaching out to companies even when they are not hiring. You have to learn to position yourself as a valuable asset before a job is posted. Now, before, not after. Time is everything. Eventually, while you are not going to apply through the boring, now that's my word, that's my own word, it's a boring process, boring traditional process, you will need to document something that clearly and sufficiently reflects you, your experience, your qualifications, your expertise, your other certifications, what you have done. Now, I don't know if you know where I am headed to. So even if you get a job or you're already talking through your networks, somehow they are going to ask you for a certain document that puts together, it may be in a 1 page or 2 pages, a reflection of yourself. That is a resume or a CV. Now, if you don't have that, it's going to be a problem. So regardless of whether you're going through the traditional job application process or you're going through the hidden job markets, you need to have that reflective document of yours, either a 1 page document or a 2 page document, which is your resume or your CV. You're going to have one which stand out. So something just struck me in this conversation now. So you have got this amazing, you could sell yourself using an elevator pitch. You met this MD of that company you have been eyeing for years. Suddenly, on your way to see someone in the elevator, you meet this man, you recognize him, and you become all jittery, and you then finally move to say, "Good morning, sir." And then he responds, and he's looking at you like, "Okay, so how can I help you?" And you're mute, you can't convey your message to him in 1 minute. That's using the elevator speech. However, let's use another example. You are able to talk to him and he gives you a listening ear. And then he says, "Send me your CV." And you don't have that good documents that is reflective of all your good attributes, your experiences, your qualifications. What do you think that would mean? That is a lost opportunity. So you always want to be prepared. Whether you want to land your dream job through the traditional job market, what's it called again? Through the traditional application process or through the hidden job market, you'll have to have something that reflects of you. Now, two things apart from your CV or resume, LinkedIn is a special place put forward for professionals to share themselves first before. Now, I've been on several hiring tables. I have interviewed numerous people. Even over the course of this week, I have interviewed a lot of people. I interview a lot of people week on week. Now, sometimes when, maybe I shouldn't share this now, but I want to let you know, if this comes from me today, take it that this is what is applicable elsewhere. I've done this for many years. And Do not take anything that I have said here for granted. These are things that happen whether I'm the one saying it or not. I'd like you to reflect deeply. Your LinkedIn profile is something that while even your interview is interviewing you, when the person who referred you to the organization is not there, somebody will look up your name while you are at the interview, or even having those conversations like the MD that I mentioned to you at the elevator. Could just Google your name, and the first thing, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, these websites usually rank top on search pages. Now, if they see your name and they quickly click on it and they're seeing all shabby up profiles, that's missed opportunities for you. So that's the wrap up of the main content for today. We'll talk in class. I'll open the floor. We'll talk, share your questions, and don't forget to connect with all Yap Africa resources and stay tuned for what's going to come up next in class. Now, thank you for joining today's webinar. I hope that you found the insights valuable and that you're feeling empowered or ready to take the next step towards landing your dream job. I'd like to see you at the top. So have a great day. I'll see you in class.